I've said over and over again that CNN is my go-to first source for cable news to kind of run in the background, but I do get a good chunk of MSNBC and Fox News so I can get the full perspective from the main players. Now, people who look for MSNBC because they lean really left and they're their main source of news are going to see a change really, really soon as a shakeup surprising the media landscape's happening, or at least the news landscape for MSNBC. They are going to cancel the Joy Reid's Readout show and sidelining Alex Wagner from the 9 p.m. time slot. This comes under direction of the new network president, Rebecca Cutler, who is aiming to revamp the lineup and change some things to get the ratings back up. Reid's final episode is supposed to be this week, so if all this is true and nothing's been said and I'm not seeing any actual reference on that here on MSNBC, which is on why I'm doing this recording. If all this is true, Reid will be done this week, done from MSNBC. And the time slot will be filled with a new show, which is not a new show. The panel discussion show with Alicia Menendez, Michael Steele, and Simone Sanders Townsend. Essentially, their weekend show is coming to prime time for 2 hours a night. Now, Wagner's going to leave the schedule, but not leave MSNBC. She's already been bumped for right now. She was basically doing 4 nights a week, as Rachel Maddow was only doing 1 night a week because they had to bring Rachel back to get some ratings up. But because Rachel's been doing so well with 5 days a week on the first 100 days of the president's term, they're going to renegotiate some time to get her on more often and fill some other time slots going forward. And they may throw some extra primetime stuff to Jen Psaki, who's blowing up all over the place for the network as well. Now, this decision follows a lot of things happening, a lot of conflicts in the MSNBC multiverse, if you will. The biggest jumping point was when Morning Joe host Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski went to meet with President-elect Donald Trump right after he got elected to sort of mend fences, if you will. They spent 4 years, maybe 4.5 years, if you will, counting the time when he was running for president, basically battling about him being just a existential threat and a just terrible person. And since he was obviously coming back again, they went to sort of mend fences. Additionally, MSNBC has faced significant viewership changes as well, especially post-election, as many people have tuned out and want to not hear about what's going on. Primetime ratings dropped by 54% after the victory by Donald Trump. Challenges like these led to a broader restructuring in the background and salary cuts and loosening some anchors and moving people around, and the departure of their former president, Rashida Jones. The new president is trying to make things happen with the overhaul, using former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, as I already mentioned, in a lot of roles, doing a lot of things because she's a popular person. People want to see her. So she'll probably take some prime time anchoring roles throughout the week. The network's also going to establish a new Washington bureau and has been hiring new executives for various roles, trying to change the platforms, change the outlining who's in the charge, if you will. All these changes reflect the strategy to adapt to the evolving media landscape and address the challenges that posed by current political cultures. Issue number one, Donald Trump is the president. You have to live with that. And for 4 years, unless something tragic happens, you have to play within those rules and guidelines. And Trump is also trying to change those guidelines. Number two, the landscape is different as people are looking for their news and information in different places and from different faces. Those are all together, but still the same sort of issue in separate places. They're looking for different venues, and people looking for the liberal news, which is MSNBC is known for, aren't looking for it necessarily on a cable news network from these people who have been stalwarts. So new faces will come in. Maybe some new faces that are brought in to try to shake things up are going to be moved out to bring in more people to bring stuff in, and obviously more digital stuff, more short form stuff, more snappy stuff for the TikToks and the Snapchats, and those things are there. But this is breaking news for the day. This is big news for the network. And as we see, as I said, CNN's my go-to, and they're doing a whole bunch of changes that are going to affect next week as well. MSNBC is going to basically follow suit and try to up the game for them. So as people are freaking out about the new CNN changes, they may turn to MSNBC and get this going on. The only major change they've had so far for Fox, I would say, is adding the Will Cain show, which has been on for a couple of months, and that has been a boon to people who are younger folks looking for something that's more of akin to a younger demo type program. I think it shifted some folks into 5, whatever. Jesse Waters got shifted a little back, things like that. But for a while, they've been settled. They are fine. They are winning the nighttime news ratings, and they have been for a while and will be for a while, because the older people who went to Fox News when it was created are sticking to Fox News. The younger people who were supposedly with CNN and MSNBC aren't watching them at all. And everybody's getting their news from TikTok, and which is really, really, really scary as well. So what do you think about the new lineup happening essentially in a week or so for MSNBC, moving the weekend show, the morning weekend show from weekends mornings to 5 days a week in the evenings, having that panel with Menendez and Steele and Townsend doing their thing going forward. It is your opinions on what's going to happen. And as many people say when I bring them up, does anybody even care about cable news TV anymore? I'm sure most of my viewers, most people watching this are going to say it's worthless, it's useless, I don't get it from there. So tell me where you get your news from. Where is your prime source of news? And if it's Fox News, that's fine. But if it's not a cable TV network or a network, which is limited on the news it could actually produce for TV, for air live, let me know.